What you're about to watch has been done without research or any media training whatsoever. People might also use naughty words or have a potty mouth. If naughty words or potty mouths offend you, please stop watching now. TBH, you're probably best not watching this. Like at all. Nobody else is. Really. I'm talking to myself now, aren't I?
What is the crack? All Leeds TV here. Big Scott and his big massive white, yellow / grey beard here in the back of shed on All Leeds TV. I hope you are having a great wee day today indeed. But this is our first All Leeds social club. And well, let's bring in tonight's very special guests. First of all, Big Lou from LS11 and Luke from Order No Better podcast. Hi everyone.
I feel like I'm on some shite game show or something. Then when with the introduction and that, it's like a catchphrase intro, isn't it?
And representing LS11, we have Big Lou. And of course, in the new old boys top, down at the bottom from Order No Better podcast, it is the one and only Luke. Well, boys, how have you been keeping? First, Happy New Year's to you. I haven't spoke to you in a while, so Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you both.
Yeah, Happy New Year, lads.
Yeah. I suppose we'll just go into it. This is going to be a wee bit different. And can we just clarify, we're waiting on Ed from Leeds that as well. So he is going to be getting absolutely shamed, and I might have to give him some sort of dare for being late. I think we're all used to all late TV. Usually whenever you're guesting on All Leeds TV, it's running late. But yes, here we are. First social club. What are you drinking tonight, Lou?
So what I've got here is a Two Tribes Power Plant Natural Lager. It's free from gluten preservatives, which is obviously brilliant. In a pint glass. It's usually a small can. I put 2 into a pint glass for this evening. Just in case it goes on, I have Two Tribes Dream Factory Pale Ale, 2 of, to go into the same glass, just in case I run out.
Are you getting paid to say that?
No, but it looked like
that sounded like a fool lad.
No, just passion about how nice it tastes, to be honest. That's it.
Nice. And Luke, what are you on yourself, mate?
So I'm gonna let the side down here a little bit because as everybody who's ever met me at a Leeds game, they'll know I do like a drink or two. But I'm actually trying to do the best I can and do dry January 6 days. Yeah, I've not even thought about having a drink yet. I did tonight for the first time, but managed to get to avoid it. So we've been back at the gym. I'm on a 739 milliliter metal tankard of high quality H2O tonight.
Oh,
happy days. And so, yeah. I'm a tight arse. I'm just having a Coors for now because it was like 3 for a $5, so they'll do. Or 5 for whatever it was in Tesco's. Right. Kicked off the year with a win. Did any of you see that coming? Let's be honest. Did you see us beating Burnley as well as we did on Sunday?
I have to be honest. I did, Scott. I don't know if you listened to the no better predictions last night, but I predicted the correct scoreline and everything. So yeah, it wasn't a shock to me. I think we were due a good performance. I think the Christmas break, COVID and everything came at a great time for us. If it could have come at a good time, and I think that's benefited us. The lads have got together. They've managed to sort of work on things that potentially weren't working toward the end of last year. We saw a couple of good performances, albeit didn't get the results we wanted against Wolves and a couple of other sides as well, where we played really quite well. So I expected it. And they're shite, to be honest. They're probably going to go down. They are absolute shite. So look, it should have probably been 3-0. But for a wonder goal as well, and we should have probably scored 4 or 5. So yeah, I thought we'd beat them quite comfortably, to be fair.
Yeah, and just whatever you were saying there about the COVID and stuff like that, there, I was starting to think you were Karen Carnage in disguise there for a second. we only beat Burnley because of COVID. Yeah, that's it. Just waiting on it to happen. Lou, as well. You had a very good and challenging start to the new year. Obviously the win was a great thing as well. But what else were you getting involved in there at the start of the new year?
Well, the weekend was great for me in general. I wasn't mega confident just because of how things have been and suspensions and injuries and COVID and everything else that's been sort of going against us. So the win was a massive sigh of relief for me. I think it was probably it was our best performance of the season. Our second best performance of the season was actually against Chelsea, which obviously we were cheated out of, as I'm sure we can all agree on. Which for me was the most frustrating day. But on New Year's Day, I did a marathon walk for St Helena Hospice. A friend of mine lost his dad to cancer, and I did a 26-mile marathon walk, which I massively underestimated, actually. It was a really long way to walk. And my legs were proper burning at the end. And him and his dad are massive West Ham fans. So I actually ended up at the London Stadium, which will obviously mean that I'm there 3 weekends running with last weekend, the cup game, and then the league game, which is weird. It was absolutely brilliant, and it was really rewarding. I raised £1,600 for the hospice, and it was a good start to the year. And that's exactly why I'm not doing dry January, because I owe it to myself to have a drink now.
How long did it take you, Lou?
Fair play to you.
It took me 7 hours and 50 minutes. In my head, it was going to be like, 3 or 4 hours and I'll be done. I'll be in the pub. But no, it's a really long way. It's a long way. I wouldn't recommend it at all.
No, I dare say it's probably at least 26 miles, isn't it?
Yes, well, exactly. Spot on, Scott.
I feel like Roy Walker, say what you see. Well, a wee question here for Luke. And where did you get your Newell's shirt?
I actually got it from a friend of mine. But if you want to tweet me or whatever, I'll give you the details. Sweet,
there we go. Good evening, Gail. Gail is making a very, very good point here from me anyway. Defensively, I thought Koch and Llorente, that was one of the most exciting defensive pairs we've seen. I think it's the defensive pair we've been waiting to see. And I thought they've done really well. How do you think Koch and Llorente sort of went together? We'll go with you first, Luke.
Sorry, Lou. Well, Luke. Yeah, Luke.
I'm just going to start pointing.
Big Lou and Big Luke. No, look here. They look really, really confident. I think they complemented each other. To be fair, I think they look really, really sort of sound defensively. Where Koch seemed to man-mark Wood, being their big centre forward, and he did it really well, beat him in the air. And then you have Llorente just sort of mopping up and doing the old Ben White job, if you like, where he was, pinging passes about, bringing it out of defence and stuff. And they complemented each other really, really well. They obviously had a lot of confidence in one another as well, which was really nice to see. Two international footballers. I think that is the way forward for me.
Yeah. How rubbish is Wood though? Let's talk about that. He's clumsy. And what I want to say about Koch and Llorente is that they're both really, really good defenders. Koch, since he's come back, has looked a little bit frantic at times, but he is starting to find his feet. And it makes me laugh about Chris Wood, because he was the same when he was at Leeds. He's a really frustrating player to watch, and I imagine Burnley fans have the same feeling with him, that he has games where he's just really quiet, and for a big guy, he can get bullied quite easily by a couple of really decent central defenders, and ultimately that's actually what happened to him on the weekend.
Yeah. Just on Chris Wood, but the season before he left us, Monk, I think, was in charge then, and he got him really, really trim and really fit, and he was almost a different type of striker. He wasn't a big lump that he'd hit it up to. He got quite clever with how he played football, with his back to goal. He'd hold the ball up, but he'd also get a lot of shots. So he scored something like, I can't remember how many goals that season for us, but I think it was in the late teens in terms of goals in the league for us that season, and he almost looked like a different player. Burnley signed him because he went on to bigger and better things, and he's almost turned back into the big lump that was fucking useless, who was on loan at Ipswich and every other Championship club at the time.
Yeah, I agree. I remember going to 𝐘𝐎𝐅 stadium in the Championship with Chris Wood up front on his own for the whole day. We lost 1-0, and I don't know if it was whether or not he was getting the service, but I'm pretty sure he was getting a lot of balls into him and not doing a lot with it, not turning, not shooting, not doing what he should be doing. He was very frustrating for everything that I'm sure at the time we were probably gutted to lose him for the amount of goals he was scoring at the time. And, you know, like you say, Luke, he went on to supposed bigger and better things. But, I don't think we can miss him, especially with how Bamford has come through. And I'm sure we'll get on to transfers and everything else. I think we could probably do with another striker at some point as well, hopefully this window.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be one of the next things we'll move on to is the current rumours and things. But as you said about 𝐘𝐲, trying to get comfortable again there, and he can be a bit frantic as well. I think Llorente brings that level-headedness in. And you see it with Pascal as well. When he plays with Llorente, he plays with a bit more composure. And I think if Cooper's going to be out so long, I think we'll see Llorente's actually that sort of calm, level-headed sort of leader of the back line. I think definitely it can only do Strike and 𝐘𝐲 good. I think anyway. But I remember that the whole thing with Chris Wood leaving. Like, do you remember the whole people looking refunds now on their tops? And I think it was it wasn't long after Radvazani had fully taken over, and he had said, "Look, if you have got a Chris Wood top, bring it back. We'll give you a new one." There's not many clubs would do that. They would say, "If you want a new one, buy it." You know. But yes. So we'll move swiftly on here. It's the transfer window. It's the January transfer window, folks. We have got more links than a bike chain. We have more links than a golf course. Well, since he's playing it, thank you very much, Andy Hart there. But just to touch that, I don't think so much we got rid of him. I think he wanted to leave and we needed the money.
He famously sent that tweet out, didn't he? That resurfaced recently. I think I tweeted it saying "fuck off" or something like that. About him not feeling about him not wanting to, feeling his heart wasn't in the game, so it was best that he didn't play with all the speculation and stuff. You know what? Fuck off! You're getting paid to do a job. We shouldn't have paid his wages that week.
Actually, the thing that annoyed me most about that is that he didn't write it as a tweet. He wrote it in his notes on his iPhone and then posted that screenshot. Which
no effort. No effort.
Yeah, lazy, Chris. It's lazy.
Yeah, that's it. Bugger off back to the Championship. See you later. I had to laugh at the chant I seen on our fan cam. Was it the Burnley fans chanting Charlie Taylor left because you're shit? Yeah. Thanks for taking that snake off our hands.
It was great seeing rings run around him a few times.
It was right in the moist maker.
Because you can absolutely tell. Right what I love about it more is that you can tell he's always bang up for this fixture, and it never works out for him. And that's great for the cynics.
No. Right, so. Transfer rumours, just now we've addressed that there. Chris Wood is done and dusted. I agree with this. Before we go, we don't miss him. Nope. Who needs Wood when you've got 𝐘𝐲?
Well, yeah.
So there we go. So this week, so far, we have been linked with. I just want to count these up. Boubacar Kamara, Ross Barkley, Barrett and Diaz, Lewis O'Brien, Joan from Catering. There's an entire list, just keeps banging out. Nahat Nandez's name keeps coming back and forward constantly. And then, of course, the links. John Swift, there's another one. Eddie Nketiah. There's a whole load. Do you think any of these have any traction?
I think
go on, Lou.
Sorry, it's difficult to say, isn't it? It's more about what you think the fans would be happy with. I think it's fans obviously have their opinions, and a lot of the time, especially the players from abroad, a lot of people, as much as they might say they know loads about them, they might not. They probably don't.
No.
And if somebody was to say, we're going to sign Ross Barkley for $6 million, I don't see a reason why Leeds fans shouldn't be happy with that.
Yeah.
Ross Barkley is not the same player as he was when he was last with us.
No, so he only played 4 games as well, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. I think that would be a good signing. 𝐷𝐿 won't happen.
No.
For one. And everything else, it's more of a case of signing them, seeing what happens, and seeing how they get on when they come to the club. Nobody can really say Rodrigo's even been a success, and look how much we paid for him. I like all the good stuff that he's done. I like the fact he probably won us the game at Norwich at a time we needed a win. But he's not been a success for the money we paid. So, like I say, if we pay Ross Barkley, he's going to be on big wages, whatever happens, because of where he's coming from. But I would be happy with that. I'd be happy with John Swift. John Swift.
Yeah.
John Smith. I'd be happy with
John Smith.
I'd be happy with a pint of John Smith.
Teasing me, aren't you? You're teasing me.
Yeah, sorry, Luke. John Swift is a good player. Elise obviously went to Palace, and he's not getting a lot of game time, but he's doing okay. Brereton Diaz, we're not going to sign because Blackburn want 30 million or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
So,
I don't see us spending that. Like, there's no way we're spending 30 million this window.
Yeah, but
not even combined. I don't see it.
How many times have we seen the striker in the Championship score 20, 30 goals in a season and then get their big move and then not do anything? I wouldn't want Brereton Diaz to be that player that comes to Leeds, because he'll get absolute pelters, especially if we pay big money for him.
In all due respect
100%.
as well, though, I mean, Blackburn are having the best season they've had for a long, long time. If I were Blackburn, I probably wouldn't even consider selling him for 20, because they're not going to replace him in this window and get a definitive striker that's going to replace his goals. As a Leeds fan, do I want to sign Brereton Diaz? I don't think we need him. I think we've got plenty of firepower up top with Bamford. The rumour is that he's going to be playing at the weekend, coming back. Joffrey's shown that he's more than capable, than capable.
100%.
And then we've got some quite exciting youngsters in Greenwood. I know there's talk of him going out on loan as well, but yeah, we're in a nice position now where we've got over our, fingers crossed, touch wood, our tough period of the season where we had a lot of players, important players out. Still got Calvin to come back into the team as well, but in terms of us signing anybody, the names you've reeled off and the names that are rumoured, none of them excite me. They're not. There's nobody really other than.
But you'd be happy with them, Luke.
I'd be happy with. Would I be happy with them? I don't think. I mean, I don't know enough about 𝐘𝐒. I mean, he's a great prospect apparently, but he plays the same position as Calvin Phillips. If he comes in, does that line up with Calvin Phillips move in the summer? I'd rather keep Calvin Phillips.
Yeah. Yeah.
100%.
I think Ross Barkley, should we actually go for him? I think, as I said on the other video that's currently on the channel, I think he's probably the most ideal one for where we need someone at the minute, because he can't play there and he's got that experience. By no means is he the best fucking footballer in that position. No. But I think if we can get him on loan till the end of the season, well, straight away you've got an extra bit of depth. And for the injuries we have, you've got an experienced player to cover there. So I think,
he's a good player. He is a good player. Does he fit our system? Will he run his arse into the ground? Probably not. Which is the only thing I can see past. Would I sign him? I think we could get the best out of Ross Barkley. I do. I think there's players in our team that would bring the best out of him. He's always looking for that killer pass that he can shoot. He's not scared to have a good crack at goal. Is he the model number 10? I mean, we're probably going to model our perfect 10 on an Andes type mold, aren't we? Is he anything like an Andes? Is he going to track back and run his ass off for the team? We don't know.
You don't know. Yeah. You don't know, because Bamford didn't do the amount of pressing and even that tracing back before. And he comes in to contact with Bielsa. A lot of these players are the same. They didn't do half of this stuff before they worked under Bielsa. And suddenly, you've got players that were playing as a left back, scoring goals and hitting crosses in from the corner, and then strikers running back and covering.
This is
I think we need someone willing to do that.
we've got players, Scott, with heart. I mean, how many people even still would not be even rating Stuart Dallas that highly, who has now been doing it for 2 seasons? He scores a pivotal goal for us in our season this weekend. He runs his arse off. He does the basics. He does so much for the team, yet he still won't be on that high list. And the multitude of positions he plays as well. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Will Ross Barkley offer that? Will he have that fight? Will he want to play for the badge? And a lot of people say this stuff about Bielsa's very picky about who he wants, and a lot of the people that he brings to the club is based on attitude as well, and what he thinks they'll bring and what he thinks they'll bring to the changing room and everything else. Look at Rafinha. Clearly loves playing for Leeds. Clearly loves the crowd. Runs, that guy is a superstar. He runs himself into the ground every single game, and you see him at the end. He doesn't have to do that because of how talented he is. He could be in the team getting pelters from us because he's not doing enough, because he's getting a move to Real Madrid or Bayern Munich or wherever else. And, this is the thing.
Yeah, I think that comment there just flashed up from John H. This is a player I've been a big fan of for the last couple of seasons. Being back in the Premier League. McAllister from Brighton. People are always saying Rafinha's too good to play for Leeds. I think McAllister is too good to be playing for Brighton. Now, in saying that, you look at the positions where Brighton are in the league and where we are, I highly doubt we'd be able to entice him to leave there to come to us. But that's the kind of player we need.
Head, maybe.
Yeah.
Or his first name was Gary.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then maybe I'd consider.
Yeah, I think we've got to be sensible. I think I have an argument with one particular other member from Ought to Know Better quite regularly about the position that we're in. No, I do. I have a heated debate and scholars call it that. But no, and it's simply this: we've been back in the Premiership. It's our second year back. We aren't the Champions League side that we were when we left the Premiership, or just before we left the Premiership. We've got to be realists, and it's all good and well having these short lists of players that we'd like to play for Leeds United. But the realism is, we are a lower half Premier League side this year.
Sorry about it's the bottle opener. Yeah. Every time we open one.
I thought it was
these ones, Scott. Need one of these ones.
What's this one? Is it a quiet one?
It's a silent one. So when Luke opens a beer, he sings it himself.
Or when he doesn't open a beer for the next month, I've hung it up. But yeah, we've just got to be sensible, and I'm confident that with Orta and Angus and Rads and everybody that they know what they're doing. They know their job. They've proven that, and we've just got to be. The realism is that these names that we're all reading off, we won't even sign any one of them, and we've not even ever been linked with them. And it'll be somebody that we absolutely didn't have a clue about if we sign anybody.
So Luke, where do you think? So in my mind, we need a CM, a CDM, a striker, and a decent second choice goalkeeper. What your thoughts? So that's 4 signings. I'd be happy with 3 in the January transfer window.
No chance. I think we'd be lucky to get one, and I think it'll be a central midfielder, if anybody. There's no value in the January transfer window unless there's a player running down their contract at their current club, an Eddie and Nketiah, for example. And there is no value. We just simply won't strengthen in the goalkeeper position. I don't think that's a January one. Also, striker, absolutely not. I don't think. I think the real priority is a central midfielder, an 8 or a natural 10, and it'll be one or the other for me.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like that's who we need.
Going to go, isn't it, in the summer?
Sorry.
Well,
Click. It sounds like Click will go in the summer, so we'll need another 2 midfielders at least when.
But there's no chance we'll buy them in this January window when everything's inflated.
Yeah,
I think come the summer there'll be a full rebuild, and I think a lot of it's going to come down to whether Bielsa stays for another season. So I see the summer. The summer's going to be an absolute. I'm dreading it, but yet I'm excited for it. But for right now, I think we all know most definitely we need at least one centre midfield player that is versatile enough to play in a couple of midfield positions. And again, it'd be good to have another goalkeeper there because I don't think Klaassen will be good enough if Meslier gets injured.
I agree.
Yeah, because I want to touch on this. Obviously, Andy, thank you very much for the donation here. Why did Ben Leeds make White go? Why did Leeds let Ben White go? We kind of didn't. He was only there on loan in the season that we won the championship. I'm just guessing you're new to the Leeds world. So yes, he was only there on loan. We tried to get him back. Brighton were ripping the arse out of the price, even though Ben White wanted to come. But it is what it is. He's doing great at Arsenal now. And we all wish him all the best. Thank you for helping us get promoted. So, with that, my goodness, there's more coming in here. What's this other one? So just to clarify, thank you again, Andy. Thank you again. But yes, we tried to sign him. We tried. We really did. But it is what it is. You know, we're not going to overpay for a player just because. I
think the overall thing was I think we tried putting a clause in there of some sort that we either an option or an obligation to buy at the end of the loan, and Brighton were absolutely adamant that wasn't going in there. Now we look at it in two ways, don't we? Either we got promoted and he helped us really handsomely with that promotion. We didn't get Ben White and he went and got sold for 50 million, or we say, look, we should have signed him, we should have done this, we should have that. I'm pretty sure we made stupid offers up to almost about £30 million for him, if I remember rightly.
I think the highest we went was 30, wasn't it? And they were still going, no, we want more. And then suddenly it was, we don't want to deal with the direct rival, but we'll sell to Arsenal.
Yeah. And then ultimately we ended up with Koch and Llorente for only 4 million more, or whatever it was, or something 3 million more. So I
think combined they cost less than what Ben White would have cost us. Like combined, you know, so we're getting two quality centre backs for less than it would have cost us for one.
We wanted him, didn't we? But obviously Brighton were complete weirdos about it, and it didn't happen. Scott, I wanted to ask you about Bielsa. You were saying about you don't think he'll stay for another season. Now
I don't know.
I'm in a position now where we're all seeing a really different side of Bielsa. These really pivotal games that we're having, the big losses that we've had recently. That video that's done the rounds with him cuddling. On the third goal, I think it was, and we were potentially in for a 5-minute, nail biter. I feel like he's getting even more involved. He's getting more emotionally involved. That I feel like might keep him here even next season. Like it's a project I feel like he's really enjoying. He's enjoying the challenge, and there's in the last 4 years, there's been so much that's happened from the Championship to now. There's been obviously COVID in amongst all of it, the injuries, all the challenges. I feel like maybe one more year. I don't know what you boys think.
I would love it. And I'm actually glad you brought that up because, again, that was something I wanted to talk about was because I had the video clip to play, but for copyright reasons, I'm not able to play it. So, but that there, see for me, because right up until that moment, I'll hold my hands up and say, part of me was thinking Bielsa was almost ready to walk. And I was definitely on the boat of, I think Bielsa, this will be his last season. But then when you see moments like that, as you said, he's more invested in this club than we think. He really is. He's really behind this. He's got the support of the players. He's got the support of the board. You know, I don't see him changing or going anytime soon. No, I really don't. Obviously, things change very, very quickly in the football world. I personally just don't see him going now.
I've never ever at any point been interested in talking about replacements because actually right now I don't feel like he's even going to be going anywhere anytime soon. I feel like a lot is, and that might be wishful thinking. I realise that some people might not share the same opinion.
I wish I was as optimistic as the pair of you because I've got a sinking feeling that this is his last season, and I think that's why we're seeing so much emotion. I think the season plays out something along the lines of we stay up. Bielsa has some form of role with the club when he leaves, and plays a major part in his.
That's interesting to me. That's interesting that you're viewing the season, and you're watching that man as though it is his last season. Because I'm not. I'm watching it as though he's ready to stay.
I hope not. He's loving. I'd keep him forever.
But that's what I mean. You're thinking this is his emotion because it's his last season. I'm thinking
maybe it's because I haven't had a beer.
Maybe you need one. Well, none of us really know what's in that protein shake, mate.
I wonder, is it because we're so used to it? Over the last 2 decades, we've went through a new manager every other month. So I don't know. I'm just worried. Obviously, we don't want them to go. I don't think anybody wants them to go. But obviously, it gets to the point where he's going to be wanting to move on and go back home and retire. And we also have to, I think, the one downside of it that we've learned over the past few months is the small squad issue. And if we're wanting to progress and move on forward, it's one of those things. I think Bielsa's going to have to sort of go, well, I need a bigger squad now. Will he be here long enough for us to be in a position where we go, we need a bigger squad? I don't know. I think that's the one big downside. Our good friend Andy Hart has been in touch again. Listen, you're paying your money to get this up here. Andy, you don't need to do that. I really appreciate it. I'm a Yorkshire Gunner. All right, okay. Fair play to you. Didn't rate him, but he started growing on you. Well, thanks for coming along, you Arsenal fan. Thanks.
We don't know what to say to you, Andy,
no, see by the end of this show tonight, he's going to have paid us 50 million. You don't need to keep paying for your comments.
We'll talk about cuts after, Scott. We'll talk about cuts after.
Yeah. It'll just be sort of 100% to me, and then I'll give you a crisp high five.
Right, every comment is £7 for each contributor tonight. This is great.
That's what it is, yeah. So we've went into the transfers and things like that there. Now, there was a bit of news came out today. It's been doing the rounds all over social media. Leeds United have now officially decided to ban parents or guardians of children that pitch invade for 1 year. So if your child, nephew, or whoever it is, and you're responsible for them, run onto the pitch, you will get a ban for 1 year. Folks, obviously a lot of places taking the piss out of it. Others aren't. What is your take on it? Big Lou, do you have any kids that you know of?
No, I don't. But my opinion on it is kids running onto the pitch are not a danger to anyone. And I think that obviously football clubs have to be seen to be doing something about it to protect players or whatever it is. But when have you ever seen a kid run onto a pitch at a football match? And it doesn't boil down to the parents. Most of the time, they're not running on their own free will. They're running on because they want to meet their hero. They want
to see their hero.
They want something. And when it is a child, it is that innocent, and it doesn't need to be anything more malicious than that. A 1 year ban is mad, but I think it has to be. Like I say, clubs have to be seen to be doing something. What have you seen when a child has run on and they've gone to Stuart Dallas or Calvin Phillips? You can see by the way the players behave towards them when they come on that they just want to do something for them, essentially.
Yeah.
So it's mad to punish the parents who, could be, for all we know, 30 years worth of season tickets, it's crazy. It should probably be judged on a
merit basis,
basically. But that's my opinion on it.
Yeah. Luke, what about you?
So I'm still undecided. Like, I've got two girls of my own, and I sometimes ask my dad if he can take me to the game and send me on for a picture with Stuart Dallas and stuff. But I'd probably get a bit of a longer ban if I ran on and started hugging him. I think for me,
non-molestation order going in there.
Yeah, I think for me, the biggest thing at the moment is we cannot afford to have any players out with COVID-19. And we've got to take every precaution possible. Now, the way the club's probably gone about this isn't the best way, saying that any kid that goes on, the parents are going to get a ban for a year. I do think it's quite cringy if the parents send the kids on the pitch and everything. I do. But I've been there. I've done it. I've done it at Wakefield Trinity Rugby. I've done it well into my 30s and 20s after games and stuff, pitch invading and stuff. So I can see why people want to do it and what they're going to get out of it. And I'd love my kids to meet their heroes, and if that was the only way they were going to do it. But I think ultimately the club, as Lou says, the club has got to be seen to be doing the right thing. Is the right thing banning the parents for a year? Probably not. However, I do think it's just getting a bit too WWE now. I think there was 4 or 5 kids on after the last game, and again boils down to the club being sensible around COVID. We simply can't afford to have any more games postponed or lose any more players.
But Luke, this is why I say about a case by case. This is why I say about a case by case. Only because, say, for instance, somebody had 30 seasons as a season ticket holder, and we achieve something in the year where, I don't know, we have a cup run or we get to the final or something, and this parent who has been a loyal fan for years and years is all of a sudden not able to go because, you know,
fair point.
Their kid ran on the pitch, or they
can you imagine who's this kid? Not mine. Not mine.
Picking them up from lost and found.
No, that'll be it. No, it's not my kid. The kid came on its own. I have no idea.
Dad, not my kid.
Oh God, no, that's it. Don't call me Dad. No, I can see why the club are coming out with it, because obviously, you know, a couple of people have already had lifetime bans, isn't it, the past year or two from running on the pitch, who are grown ass women and men. So I think I kind of agree with both points here, because obviously the club has to be seen to be consistent and treating everyone the same, you know, and then at the same time there kind of has to be a bit of common sense. Kids aren't going to be running down onto the pitch to headbutt Rafinha in the bollocks. You know, this isn't what they're going to do. If it was a group of 5 kids owned by 𝐘𝐎𝐒, then ban them all for life, because God knows what's happening there. But I think it's just one of those things that I think common sense needs to prevail on that. I think it has to, really. But at the same time, the club has to be seen to be doing something. Yeah. Right. We're going to do a wee game. Before we talk, now listen, don't get too excited. It's nothing fancy. Like, we're talking about, I came up with this last night when I was talking to Ed, who still isn't here. So we haven't got a name for this yet. If you're in the comments, please play along. This is called Emoji This. So I don't know. That's a shit name.
𝐿𝐈𝐓𝐇.
𝐿𝐈𝐓𝐇. Oh no, because what if he's in this? Right. Basically, what I've done is I've put together a couple of emojis. And what you need to do is guess the Leeds player or the member of Leeds United, past or present.
So bad at this,
based on the emoji. So we'll start off with an easy one. If you're going to take it, Lou, give me your call, like your horn noise or something. Right.
All I can think
Look, what are you going to go with? Right. Okay. Brilliant. Right. So we'll start off with an easy one. Which current Leeds player is this?
An easy one.
Yeah, it's an easy one. So you've got a crown and you've got one of those wee hats for graduating university. Go ahead, Lou.
Is it? Wow. Is it Lord Bamford?
It is indeed. Ding, 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 ding. There we go. 1 for Big Lou from LSLM. I'm going to keep a wee score and keep a wee league of this here for each week. Right. So we'll go. So now that you know what to expect, Luke, we're going to go with this.
It's going to be loads easier.
Go for it.
Charlie Taylor.
No.
Gary Monk.
No. I can't tell you. It is a former Leeds player. It is a former Leeds player. and they played for us in the 90s.
Christ.
Anyone in the comments?
In the 90s?
I'm just checking. Nobody in the comments has it yet. There's a few people got the last one.
Putney Snake.
It's not Norman Hunter. Do you want another clue?
Yeah.
Yes, please, because I'm rubbish at this. Well, clearly.
He has scored lots of goals in his career. Most notably, one against Liverpool.
Tony,
Go for it. It is.
Tony.
Yep.
Tony. What's the snake?
It's a
Boa
boa.
constrictor. Yeah.
You could have put a Y in there or something.
There we go. Blame Louis. Got it in the comments. Good job.
Very good.
Oh,
Yeah,
why?
great.
No, there's no why like emojis.
Mate, I
Right.
knew this would be
I
tough.
see.
I knew this would be tough.
Right, this one here. Someone from All Leeds TV gave him one of their joint man of the matches for the match on Sunday. We have got a sausage and a barbershop pole.
Furpaw.
You didn't make your noise, look.
Furpaw.
No.
Dallas.
Go for it. No.
Click.
Yes. Oh, go.
Is it Raph?
No.
Well,
Luke got it.
He sent a
Luke
few
got
people hot dogs, but yeah.
The third one. So there's no sausage emoji. So it's a hot dog, but it's got a sausage and then a pole. Polish sausage. Marius Click.
Oh my
Christ, these are hard.
God. I didn't realise we had to pick the sausage out of the hot dog.
𝐾𝐎𝐓𝐇, got it. Oh my God, he's arguing.
How did he get it a minute after now?
Right, we've got two more. If Luke gets this one, he takes it. I'm gonna go with this one. It's a baby and a shark. Oh crap, go for it.
Jamie Shackleton.
It is indeed. Oh God, right. Luke takes it tonight. But I'll give you the last one. This would have been the last one. Who is this? Former Leeds striker, scored one of the most memorable goals in recent history. I'll give you a clue. The middle emoji is pointing to a body part. No.
Golf, swing, golf.
Beckford.
Is it?
Because it's pointing to your back, and then the guy's playing golf. So back forward.
Oh my God.
There we go. Oh, that was it. That was interesting. I'll work on those for next time. I'll work on them for next time.
My stress levels have gone through the roof, Scott, I'll be honest.
You need to down one. Oh, here. Oh, go ahead. There's Blame Louis got it. Gamer Guy Ethan got it. And Simon Flynn. I'm going to give you that.
Close.
Right. So, we have got 2 games against West Ham over the next 2 games. Obviously, the first one's this Sunday in the Cup. The FA Cup. I was about to say the FA Cup. Like a 𝐾𝐿 Cup. What are your feelings going into it? What do you think we should do? How should we approach it? Big Lou, you first.
Well, 9,000 Leeds fans. I don't want them to have a shit day out. So I'd be happy with just a good performance, to be honest, in the cup, and a point or a win the following week. I think obviously the league is the most important. Drawing West Ham in the first place in the third round of the FA Cup means if we do go out, there's no headlines, there's no negative media.
Yeah.
We're just losing to a team in the Premiership. It's not the same as losing 3-0 to Crawley Town that has a 𝐿𝐈𝐓𝐇 left back playing for them for the last 5 minutes just to rub it in, which was just a horrendous narrative
that actually pissed me off, because he decided to take to Twitter and saying dreams can come true no matter what age you are. You go, mate, you literally played injury time. That was it. He had absolutely no bearing on the game at all, and then he retired after. Like, so bugger off.
Most of all, I'm just glad that there won't be any of that sort of narrative.
Yeah,
West Ham are not going to play a full strength team. West Ham are the sort of team who would or should be going after a decent cup run because they have a slightly bigger squad. For us, you're going to get a few day trippers. A 9,000 capacity for Leeds is brilliant. It gives a few fans that might not be able to get tickets a chance to go. And the Olympic Stadium, by all accounts, is a great day out. For me, the league is the most important. And I think a lot hinges on that, to be honest. I think we're more than capable with some of the players we got coming back to, at the very least, get a point. I'd be more than happy with that. Before even the Chelsea game, I'd say at Ellen Road, I went with my old man to that game and we were winning 1-0 and we were playing really, really well. And that was more of the Bielsa ball sort of football that we've seen in the last few seasons. Right up until we lost 2-1, which obviously at that point, you're going to forget about everything that's happened before it because it's a loss. So I think we can recreate that again. And it all boils down to whether or not we nullify Declan Rice, who always seems to pull the strings against us.
Yeah, he's there. He really is there, Calvin Phillips. But on a plus note, Ben Rama is out for both games.
Yep.
Who was, for me, he was one of my biggest worries, him and Jared Bowen. So I'm glad to see, it sounds horrible, but I'm glad to see Ben Rama's not going to be playing. Look, what do you think? Do you think we're going to play a stronger side than most of us are expecting, or do you think this is going to be a chance for the younger ones to get a run out and try and preserve anyone from being injured?
I haven't had a look at the 23's fixtures. I understand, obviously, Patrick Bamford's likely to make some sort of appearance. I would probably anticipate 𝐘𝐿 might get a start as well. The cup game, I think we'll see a mixture of fringe players who we potentially see as first team or should be representing the first team. Maybe a Somerville, Lewis Bate, maybe coupled with some older, more confident and experienced heads as well. I think 𝐿𝐈 might captain the side. So I think it'll be a good opportunity for a mix of people returning from injury, but also a little bit of youth mixed in with experience as well. So I think it'll be a mishmash side. I don't think we'll go gung-ho. Don't think we're overly bothered. I think everything Lou sort of said there was pretty spot on. I couldn't care if we went out of the cup. I'd like everybody going to have a great day out. Maybe go out on penalties or something like that, which would be quite nice. But I mean, ideally, get through the cup and draw somebody easier in the next round. But our focus is it's got to be on the league, given our current position. Have as many strong and as strong a side as we can ready for the following week, where I think we might surprise West Ham.
Yeah, 100%. I would like to see, as you said, the likes of Joffrey starting. There's a couple of the players there in the under 23s I'm busting to see play and get a bit of a run out. You're talking Bate, McGurk. Somerville, who got a hat trick yesterday. I know that they end up throwing the game away and drew 3-8. I think this game is probably going to be the last big chance some of these under 23s are going to have to get the impress on the main stage this season. Obviously, given that our priority is going to be avoid relegation. So for me, I would really love to see Bate, McGurk, Somerville, and Joffrey, and even Greenwood all getting that start. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a big chance for Greenwood to show something, to maybe try and get a loan out for the rest of the season to get those minutes up. I don't know. I think definitely Bamford will be playing. I think Mesley will definitely be playing. And as you said, probably captained by Big Bill. I would imagine him and Koch will probably play centre-back to get Koch's fitness up. Koch's fitness up. I could have went so different.
There'll always be an innuendo when you say Koch in the first
part
of the sentence.
I know. Whenever we were talking about him in the big match preview last Saturday, it was literally like 4 schoolboys just laughing. Ah, you said cock. No, all right, well, we're just going to call him Koch from now on. Absolute Koch. Making a Koch out of me. We're going to round it up here in a wee second. So we're going to go with score predictions. Luke, what do you think the score will be? What do you think the outcome will be?
The cup game, I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw and out on penalties, unfortunately for us. The league game, I'm going to go for 1-1, but I think we may even surprise them.
Right, okay. Right, nice. Lou?
I'm going to go for a 2-1 loss in the cup, but a good performance, maybe a late winner from West Ham. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win in the league. I think, like Luke, we're going to surprise them. They've not been in the best form. They've nearly threw away a 3-0 lead against Palace the other night. I think we'll be there or thereabouts.
Okay. I suppose I'm not going to give the league one because I'm going to be on Hammer's chat next week, and God knows what will happen. So I don't want to say anything now that's going to make me look like an absolute idiot next week. But I'm going to say we're going to win 1-0 on Sunday. I'm just going to go for that shock. That shock. Oh my God. Goal from Lewis Bate. I'm even going for that. Goal from Lewis Bate. Leeds win 1-0. 97th minute.
Get a bet on that, Scotty.
Yeah, that's bound to be worth a punt. Bound to be worth a
It's
punt.
easy to win the lottery.
Well, here, if that's the case, 10 quid to you, Bet365. Right. Boys, thank you so much for coming on. This is the first one we've done. I'm hoping that we'll do this every week. Again, more than welcome to join me every week, even if you want to send someone different for more than knows. Same with you, Big Lou. Love to get you on every week. Think everyone has been enjoying it so far, from what I can see. Let's see a couple of comments here on the scores. Joe Madigan saying he hopes we win 1-0. Your man Lolo, the secret Leeds fan. You know this guy from America. He's an Arsenal fan, but he's actually a Leeds fan. He's full of absolute nonsense. Don't listen to him if he tells you he supports Arsenal.
The second Arsenal fan on here. They're obsessed.
I know. Rent free. Listen, thank you so much for coming along, boys. Where can people find you, Lou? Where can people see your podcasts and watch you and stuff?
Well, just LS11 on Twitter. Search it in. We'll be there. Podcasts every Wednesday. Any news LS11s every Tuesday. I'll be here with you, Scott, probably every week or every other week. So yeah.
Until we have liver problems.
Yes. Well, exactly. I haven't even managed to get through a pint, so I was giving it a big one, but
I know I'm near finished my second one. It's a Thursday night, and in fairness, we were trying to do this on the Wednesday and stuff. It was just getting pushed back, but hopefully tonight's a good as night for anyone, I think. Look, what about yourself? What's going on with Order Knows Better?
It's just the same old. We've got the main pod on a Tuesday usually, providing we haven't got a game or a cup game, and then we have Brady and Cook, the after-match review, usually directly after if we're not all too pissed. A couple of us get on that. Obviously, with it being dry January for me, you might see a little bit more of me on there. But we're on Twitter at @AutoKnowBetter. My at's down there, and you can probably find it in my bio anyway if you get stuck.
Brilliant. Well, folks, thank you very, very much for tuning in. I'm going to say goodbye to my guests. First of all, bye Lou, bye Luke, and I'm just going to leave you with this, because if you didn't join in, here...
What you're about to watch has been done without research or any media training whatsoever. People might also use naughty words or have a potty mouth. If naughty words or potty mouths offend you, please stop watching now. TBH, you're probably best not watching this. Like at all. Nobody else is. Really. I'm talking to myself now, aren't I?